feeling as good as I am today on this Wednesday. A little midweek action. We're going to have some midday midterms later on to grade a little thing or two here in the sports world. We got all kind of good things happening. Obviously, the NFL kicks off tomorrow night. We're going to be myself and C-Katt at the Duffy's in Delray Beach. The Duffy Sports Grill out there to watch my Chiefs take on his Ravens to get things started. A rematch of the AFC Championship game. Also, I'll give a word of advice to my fellas and my sports-loving fans out there that maybe have a significant other that does not tap in to the NFL as much or college football or any of the sorts. This is your last night to have a super-duper secluded, like, hey, baby, it's just you and me today. It's just you and me for a nice romantic dinner or maybe a night on the town or a movie or anything like that before football inevitably takes over our lives. Like, the NFL is leaving nothing to chance. C-Katt, they're giving us absolutely no room to breathe. They're hovering over everything. They're on all of our streaming platforms. Now they're taking over Friday Night Football, even for the high school kids, having the Eagles game and the Packers play in Brazil. Like C-Katt, you're on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos, and you're also feeling like me, like, yo, football's about to take over, and there needs to be some concessions made earlier or we're going to get behind the eight ball here.
It's like I'm jumping in a moving car. Like, it's going about 15 miles per hour, which is a whole lot faster when you try to jump on it in motion. We are going headfirst into the NFL season.
We are. Do you have any Wednesday night plans set up so far? Because for me, I've already told the wife, I said, hey, we're going to spend some time. We're going to go get some drinks, a little happy hour, maybe hit a movie. And, yeah, tomorrow, of course, since we're going to Duffy's, and then Friday I got high school football coverage. I'll also be locked in on watching the Packers and the Eagles. And then, of course, Saturday, college football slate starts right back up. We got Michigan, Texas this weekend in Ann Arbor. I was just talking to the homie Paige Kornblue, who's a Big Blue alum that's going to be out there for that. I'm like, dang, they're not even ramping this thing up slow. Like, we're in the thick of it. And then comes the first Sunday of NFL football. Scott Hanson turning on the red zone and getting it cracking. Like, C-Katt, Are you planning for this by, doing a little something Wednesday with the lady?
Not at all. Fantasy football draft tonight. Going to watch some pro wrestling starting at 8. And I got a wrestling pay-per-view to double screen on Saturday. So the ship has sailed.
You're a sicko. Did you eat? Or maybe it was this past weekend. Did you do this past weekend? Did you do a couple of days earlier this week? Or are you just because again, maybe this is like your third year living together? Second year?
About 4 years now.
4 years. And so you're not new to this, but you're doing rookie mistakes here.
My girlfriend's big into fantasy football too. So she signed up with it. So she's in on the NFL Sundays. The college football Saturdays, there's more bargaining that goes into those conversations. But Sundays, that's fine by me.
And then you have the wrestling nights as well. Like, you have a lot of nights where you're commandeering the TV screen.
Oh, yeah.
But y'all have multiple TV screens.
Not in the living room, no. That TV remote goes through me. And, there are some things that you have to bargain with in the relationship, and that's one of my non-negotiables. It is kind of, the rights of the television.
All right, okay. You the man.
She got an iPad. She got a phone.
You're making her go to the secondary screens as her primary. You are relegating her viewing pleasure to a damn iPad and a phone.
Headphones?
Oh, she's got to use the headphones too. She can't interrupt Gene Tessitore and Scott Hanson and Mike Tirico and whatnot. C-Katt, goodness.
Listen, we all know our strengths.
Oh, we do. I'm actually thrilled because we spend all offseason, all summer, since the Chiefs walked off that podium and Patrick Mahomes promised the fans a third Lombardi trophy in a row, promised that that's what the next step was, that's the journey for the Chiefs. Since that moment up until tomorrow night, we just spend a lot of time pontificating. We spend a lot of time, again, for these fantasy football drafts, which we did one in C-Katt's league last night. We won't get into the details of that, but C-Katt had the 101. He went Josh Allen, super flex. My second quarterback is Daniel Jones. So I'll be hoping and praying that Brian Daboll pulls a bunny out of the hat this year because I'm stuck a little bit. But we've been doing all of this in preparation for tomorrow night, and that got me thinking. I also saw something that Mina Kimes did with ESPN. She did something called the NFL League Pass rankings. Now, C-Katt, you're not a huge NBA fan. You are a fan of the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
Have you ever subscribed to NBA League Pass?
No, never.
So for those that don't know what NBA League Pass is, it's similar to whatever the subscription process is for any of the other major sports, right? Like if you buy NBA League Pass, which I buy every single year, you get to watch any NBA game outside of your coverage area in the market, right? So if we're in the Miami market, can't watch the Heat. I can watch the other 29 teams as long as they're not playing the Heat every single night. It gives you so many good things. It gives you in-depth stats. You can watch games back. You can watch condensed games. It's really great, and it's a great way for you to introduce yourself to teams that you wouldn't get on the national broadcast or even on your local broadcast, obviously. So it's a popular item for NBA fans like myself. The NFL has a version with it through NFL Network. And C-Katt, you were telling me before the show, apparently Major League Baseball has this?
Yeah, MLB TV. Got a buddy with a hookup, so I don't pay for it, but I use it to watch my Yankee games, of course.
You're commandeering the. So what subscriptions do you actually have? Are you a pay for Netflix through my cousin guy as well, or?
No, as the years go on, you share less and less passwords because of cracking down there in Silicon Valley, and you make a little bit more money. So
don't you think they have enough money, bro? Why are they trying to not?
But if you could literally not share a password, that probably would double, if not triple, Netflix's earnings. Yeah. So I think it's a lot of money. But I pay for the Netflix. I get the free Peacock with a golf membership I already have. And then I pay for my live TV on Hulu. I cut the cord, so I do it that way. I like that. Everything. That's the extent.
So those are your main things, and then also you are locked in with your buddy through the MLB Network or MLB Plus or whatever.
Yep.
So in the NBA League Pass. Actually, Zach Lowe, who's a really famed ESPN writer for basketball, he talks about his League Pass rankings every year where he ranks the teams that maybe are not in contention to win NBA titles, but they're the most fun to watch. They're the most entertaining, the teams that he is most excited to watch throughout the season. Mina Kimes gave her top 5 of teams that she's most excited to watch. She called it her NFL League Pass rankings. And so I thought, hey, here on Theoretically Speaking, as we have been gearing up the audience for this NFL season, as we've been talking college ball, why not we give our top 5, our NFL League Pass rankings? So we'll do just that right here. And before I actually give you mine, I want to bring your attention to a poll we just tweeted out on ESPN West Palm on Twitter at ESPN West Palm. It is our Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections Poll of the Week. And that question is, and again, you can answer it at ESPN West Palm, which NFL team of these are you most excited to watch in 2024? Of course, we had to have your Miami Dolphins in there, who are in the lead right now, but you also have the option of the New York Jets, the Chicago Bears led by Caleb Williams, and then there's other, which you can write below. Make sure you tap in on our poll of the week at ESPN West Palm on Twitter. And our Monday poll, which we brought to you on a Wednesday, brings you a friendly reminder from the Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections. The general election is November 5th. It's right around the corner. And you have to be registered to vote by Monday, October 7th. Mark that date down. In order to make your voice heard, you have to be registered by Monday, October 7th. Your vote is your voice, and we are here to make sure it counts. Visit registertovoteflorida.gov for all the info you need to be ready to go in November. Get out and vote. People fought for that right for you. All right, C-Katt, here we go. My NFL League Pass rankings, the teams I'm most excited to watch in 2024. Let's start you off with a surprise.
Number 5.
The Carolina Panthers.
Ew.
The Carolina Panthers. Hashtag keep pounding. And this is one of those situations where, of course, I'm a former Carolina Panthers fan. I'm a Chiefs fan right now. I live in this is like a utopia. Every Sunday is beautiful. Every Thursday night, every Monday night football game where I watch my Chiefs play, it is beautiful, it is nice, it is enjoyable. Every now and then I need a little bit of perspective. And this year, I'm excited to see what the hell the Panthers look like. I'm excited to have a good laugh. Ha-ha! Y'all thought things were going to change. Dave Tepper is still the owner of that organization, and that franchise is going to be in the bellows. It's going to be bad for as long as he owns it, unless he starts to give up more control. I am excited, though, to see what Dave Canales is able to do with Bryce Young. I want to see what year 2 looks like for him. And Deontay Johnson's a number 1 receiver. He actually has a real weapon, so maybe there are some things to look forward to. But also, I just want to have a good laugh on Sunday, so I'll be watching the Panthers to see what that looks like. And, get some jokes off on Twitter. It'll be fun.
It's a bad pick.
I don't care if it's my
football.
list. It's not boring to watch a 5'5" guy run around behind a line and heave the ball around. It's actually kind of entertaining.
Number 4.
Number 4 on my team's most excited to watch here in the NFL for 2024. Going back to the crib, baby. We ain't plexing. We kicking it with the Houston Texans. I want to see what my guy C.J. Stroud has got going. I got to see what he's cooking up. I want to see how long into the season it takes for Stephon Diggs to start making a little bit more of a fuss. If Nico Collins is getting more targets, if Tank Dell is getting more of the touchdowns, how team first is Stephon Diggs at this stage in his career with his third team, but a team that was already established before he got there? One thing that y'all are forgetting too with the Texans, C-Katt, I'm excited to see what that defense becomes. Everybody's been talking about the weapons, and rightfully so, but DeMeco Ryans got that job in Houston because of his defensive acumen, and they've added more to that repertoire. They've added more to that wealth out there, and you got year 2 of Will Anderson. That dude was a dog in college at Alabama.
I still think of the butterfly effect if who threw the Hail Mary pass the season before they drafted C.J. Stroud.
Davis Mills?
Yes, Davis Mills tossed the Hail Mary, which pushed the Texans further back in the draft by winning that game. They would have had the rights to draft whatever quarterback they wanted if they didn't win that game, but the Panthers took Bryce Young. The next guy up was C.J. Stroud. How would it have gone?
How would have? And also, you know what I will say about the Carolina Panthers? As bad as David Tepper has been to the success of the Carolina Panthers, he is directly responsible for the enjoyment, the happiness, and the optimism of 2 franchises right now with the Houston Texans and with the Chicago Bears. Like, the Panthers did that. They deserve a Lombardi trophy. David Tepper deserves a ring if the Texans or Bears are able to win a Super Bowl based off of what he's done for both of those franchises.
And the Texans will never tell you that C.J. Stroud was their second choice.
No.
But everyone kind of had the rankings where they were. Bryce Young at number 1.
And there were a lot of conflicting reports around whether or not the Panthers wanted to take C.J. Stroud, but Dave Tepper, the owner, who we know meddles in everything, even snatches caps off of people's heads, one of the most disrespectful things you can do to somebody, was the guy that, pushed it over and said we're getting Bryce Young. And again, the book's not out on Bryce Young. He has the time to prove himself this year. But again, 5-4, Panthers and Texans. Here it is. My favorite teams, the teams I would most like to watch here in 2024.
Number 3.
I'm going to the D, man. It's so cold in the D, but that's why they play in a dome. I want to see what Detroit looks like this year with another year of Jared Goff. They're chanting his name at the draft. Jahmyr Gibbs, they're going to take the leash off of him more and let him run wild all over the field. He was one of the toughest running backs to keep up with. People always were taking the wrong angle with that guy, as quick as he is. And then you got, is Jamison Williams going to pop off this year? Amon-Ra St. Brown is exciting to watch, catching balls all over the field. And the biggest thing for that team, dog, again, people sleeping on it, Aaron Glenn has added a bunch to that defense, including Alabama corner Terrion Arnold. And I know that dude is another type of beast because remember, he was the one that said, yo, you line my mom up against me, I'll shove her in the dirt.
Yeah.
And he said it on like Mother's Day.
Wow.
He said on Mother's Day, they asked Terrion Arnold, first-round pick for the Lions, cornerback out of Alabama, if your mama lined up against you, what would happen? Shove her right in the dirt.
Sorry, mama. You would want me to do it that way.
He would do to his mama what L'Jarius Sneed did to Tyreek Hill in the divisional round last year. That's just, if that ain't a dog, I don't know what is.
And you also see Dan Campbell going for it on 4th down. I love rolling the dice, the gambles.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
It's going to be really fun. Also, did you see the Dan Campbell Applebee's commercial?
No, I didn't.
Yes, there's a Dan Campbell Applebee's commercial. He's doing some NIL. Dan Campbell doing some DJ Uiagalelei style NIL. So, I'm warning you right now, Lions fans. You are my team that's number 3 on this list. I most want to watch. I do think you have Super Bowl prowess in your future. When Dan Campbell calls one of those 4th and 3 on his own side of the field and they fail to convert it, just be ready on Twitter. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. And that's cool. You risk it. No risk it, no
Number
biscuit.
2.
Isn't that what they say?
Yeah.
No risk it, no biscuit. Number 2 on my list of teams I'm most excited to watch in the NFL. Another shocker right here, C-Katt. I'm going with the Washington Commanders.
Wait.
I'm going with the Washington Commanders. This isn't a list of best teams in the league. I could always just go with the guys with all the primetime games. I could be a loser like you. I know your picks are going to be all like, oh, I want to see the Bengals and the Ravens and the Chiefs. Everybody does. Going off the beaten path here. The Commanders are number 2 because of who number 1 is for them. And that's Jaden Daniels. We're going to get a year of Jaden Daniels, who just fresh off of a Heisman campaign at LSU, is going to be going balls to the wall in a Cliff Kingsbury offense, which we've seen produce good numbers for a mobile quarterback. How about I take you back to Kyler Murray's rookie year? But, this guy actually a little taller, maybe faster, and more electric of an arm. Like, I'm watching Jaden Daniels this year. I think he could be in contention with Caleb Williams for Rookie of the Year. The difference is the Bears are going to win more games. But that dude's he's going for it.
I laughed because I actually agree with you with the Commanders. They're on my list, too.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I didn't look at your list. It's on the sheet. I didn't look at it. I made my own, and we got the Washington Commanders on there.
That's what's up, dog. Yeah. What about them excites you, though? Because for me, again, it's Jaden Daniels, but also it's kind of the unknown. Like, they got a lot of weapons out there. Maybe we get the best year out of Terry McLaurin we've been waiting on in a while. And again,
last time we saw a dynamic quarterback for the Washington franchise was RG3. I think of that Monday Night Football throw deep across the middle. Think about the Monday Night Football run for RG3 as a Redskin.
Yeah.
I want to see that happen again with another dynamic quarterback. This time, fingers crossed, stay healthy.
I like this guy, C-Katt, man. We locked in, twin. We locked in, dog. I didn't know you was a man of culture. I didn't know you knew how it was kicking, dog. We like the Commanders this year. We'll be watching them. And again, I'm thinking about getting that NFL Plus, that NFL Pro subscription, so I can really get the All-22. And this one's obvious. If you've been watching Theoretically Speaking, which, by the way, I always give y'all the goods before it happens. I've been making a lot of great predictions that have bared itself out. Speaking of bearing it out, my number one team that I'm excited to watch for in 2024, outside of my favorite team, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Number 1.
The Bears. I need it. I need it like tomorrow. I wish the Bears were on Thursday Night Football and not even my own favorite team. As much as I want to watch the Chiefs, I know what's going to happen. These regular season games don't matter. If the Chiefs lose tomorrow night to the Ravens, C-Katt, does that change your perception of them at all? Like, do you think it doesn't matter?
No, you will have to put the Chiefs in a win or go home regular season game. Like if they've got a Lions-Packers situation of 2 years ago, then I will worry about the Chiefs.
Exactly.
But until then, you kind of just give them the benefit of the doubt, wait for the playoffs.
They're going to be good. Like, the Chiefs are going to be good, and I don't want to sound like a spoiled fan. I'm going to watch every game and hang on to every single Patrick Mahomes throw and live in the moment and enjoy it. I mean, you got a new weapon in Xavier Worthy. You are bringing in, like, again, the fastest dude to ever run a combine at the combine in a 40 in Xavier Worthy, who also has hands and produced at Texas in the Big 12. You're giving that to Patrick Mahomes, along with Marquise Brown, who apparently is ruled out for tomorrow against his former team, the Ravens. Like, that's going to be fun. But it doesn't matter. The regular season doesn't matter. Every single snap for the Chicago Bears this season matters because it's a data point and it's almost a projection as to what is to come. How good is Caleb Williams actually going to be this year? Can he break these rookie records? Will he surpass every single passing mark that a Chicago Bears quarterback has ever done? He's got Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and Rome Odunze, who, by the way, might be the best receiver in the draft. Everybody keeps talking about Marvin Harrison Jr., rightfully so. Everybody's enamored with Malik Neighbors, and I get it. Rome Odunze led the nation in receptions or in yards last year in college football. Same football they were all playing. Rome Odunze played in the national championship game with Washington. I just don't. Rome Odunze could end up being the best receiver in this draft, and he might just be paired with the quarterback that's most set up for success that we've ever seen in Caleb Williams going to the Chicago Bears. I've already told y'all the Bears are winning 12 games this year, and I'll be watching all 17 of them. So when they go 12-5, I'll be on my couch watching them. The only way I won't be is if the Chiefs are playing at the same time. But I don't see how that's not the team that everybody's most excited for. They've got a defense that's up and coming. They got some picks up front. They're trying to fortify the front. But most importantly, dog, that offense.
Yeah.
Shane Waldron stepping in at offensive coordinator. Caleb Williams and the theatrics and the arm angles and the improvisation. I don't know what there is. Like, what are you missing in the Bears game?
Nothing. It's ridiculous. And you know what? We are hyping up this team so much as ESPN West Palm in general. I can't think of a hater right now. It's rare to see that. When you see so much hype behind a football team, you naturally have the other end of the spectrum also get really loud. I'm not hearing the haters about this team quite yet. Maybe they're hiding in the bushes, and the first pick six you see Williams throw maybe in week one, maybe it's not in week one. Yeah. They'll jump out and pounce. Of course, Williams has the critics just because of crying in his mom's arms in college, the painted fingernails, possibly allegations of a man purse on Hard Knocks. So those are the weird things you can attack him for. I haven't heard the haters with the Bears. They're the flavor of the year when it comes to football in the NFL. Yeah. Last year, the flavor of the year was the Jets going into the season, and there were haters of the Jets that were loud before they touched the field. Haven't heard the haters yet with the Bears.
It doesn't, but because if you're gonna hate on the Bears, what do you have to stand on? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your big point? What's your anti-Bears point? Yeah, history?
It's just the whole Jets because it's the Jets. Because the Bears.
It's a whole new team. In fact, even Matt Eberflus has a whole new haircut. Have you seen the guy? He looks handsome now.
Silver Fox.
Dude looks good. Got a whole makeover. His wife induced that, and I think the injection of Caleb Williams, knowing he had a real franchise quarterback, is what set that off. Like, there's no counterpoint to the Bears are going to be good this season. I think their win total is still at about 8.5 right now, and that is damn low. The only way I see that not shaking out well is if Caleb Williams goes down, and then in that same breath I can say, well, they got Tyson Bagent, and last year with worst quarterback play, they won 7 games. Like, again, C-Katt, this is my list, the top 5 of the teams I'm most excited to watch for this season in the NFL. Again, 5 Carolina Panthers, 4 Houston Texans, 3 Detroit Lions, 2 Washington Commanders, and number 1, the Bears. And I just don't see how there's any team that we shouldn't be anticipating and rolling out the red carpet for more than the Bears. My last point on them, C-Katt.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams is on the TB12 diet. He's hanging out with Tom Brady. Yes.
Oh, wow.
That's a good thing.
That's a really good thing.
Where's the flaw? We don't see him hanging out at the club, kicking it too much. We don't see him with his own podcast already. Like, where's the flaw? Oh, he paints his fingernail. Like, I'm actually appalled that there hasn't been more hype around the Bears, even with them having the Hard Knocks. I'm surprised. I don't get it.
The Bears feel like a summer blockbuster where the trailer releases a year ahead of time and gets everybody excited, and everyone's kind of micro-analyzing every little piece of the team and getting excited about it. Think of like the old Avengers days or this past summer, Dune 2, where somehow, some way, this team has a chance to exceed expectations. And if they do, all hell will break loose. The NFL will be broken, and we have a new king of the NFC.
It'll be over with. Like, that's the funny thing, too, about this. Like, we see these teams get on the doorstep of the Super Bowl, and we say, okay, well, they're right there. They'll be back next year. They might be able to do it. Maybe that was your window, Detroit, because the Bears are in your division. Maybe that was your window already, Detroit, because the Packers are in your division. Look at Josh Allen. He may never win a Super Bowl as prolific as he is because he's in the AFC. He's knocking on the wall that is Patrick Mahomes. Again, I just think that we're underselling the Bears this year, and just tell me if I'm wrong. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Which team are you most excited to watch outside of your favorite team in 2024? Which team are you most keen on, most locked in on? You're going to be watching every single Sunday. That's not your favorite team. And how is it not the Bears? Also, if you have a negative opinion about the Bears, please share it right now because I don't get it. 888-760-3776. That's the number to Theoretically Speaking. C-Katt, I could not log into the computer in front of me, so I don't have our YouTube stream up. So I won't be able to see the chat at all today. So if you could clue me in on anything that happens in the YouTube chat, again, that's at Theo Speaking on the YouTube chat. Please let me know. You can also stream it live on Twitter.
How about Bubba saying he is so excited for the Bengals offense. Can't wait for them to dominate the AFC and the NFL.
So I have a question. Do we have an update on Jamar Chase? We got the tweet from Ben Baby. And by the way, we have Evan Cohen on the other side from Unsportsmanlike joining us in a little bit. We'll get to that. Let me check and see if there's an update. Jamar Chase at practice today. Is he actually practicing, though? He's been doing the hold-in with the Bengals. He's looking for a new contract. He has 2 years left on his deal. That is not something the Bengals typically do. And it looks like, I mean, he's in full pads.
He's in full pads.
He's got a helmet in his hand.
He is practicing. I think that is considered practice. Jamar Chase is practicing per ESPN West Palm.
Okay, so
breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire. If your vehicle has issues with braking or other issues, get it fixed right now at St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Breaking news. Jamar Chase practicing here for the first practice of game week. According to Ben Baby from ESPN, who covers the Bengals, Jamar Chase in full pads in a black uniform with the number 1 in white, holding his striped orange and black helmet, walking into practice right alongside T. Higgins. Jamar Chase, who has been in negotiations with the Bengals trying to get a new deal, even though he's 2 years out from hitting the market, is at practice, which means fantasy managers out there, he's likely to be able to suit up for week 1 when the Bengals take on the New England Patriots, and that is a game he's probably licking his chops. If I'm Jamar Chase, C-Katt, I go out there and catch 3 touchdowns. My boy is Joe Burrow. He wants me to get paid as well. And you go do that, and then you go back to the facility and you say, yeah, pay me.
As if he can decide to do that?
He can. He's that good, and the Patriots are that bad.
So they're going to force feed Jamar Chase week 1?
He's done it the whole career. He's done it at LSU. He's done it the first couple of years in Cincinnati. Why wouldn't he do it now when his boy need a paycheck? C-Katt, if you wanted a huge paycheck from ESPN West Palm, I would force feed you. Just like when you go to a hibachi restaurant, you want the guy to shoot the sake in your mouth. I would do that for you if that meant getting you a fat check.
Thank you, man. Force feed me takes. Hey, C-Katt, what do you think about the Yankees last night?
Yeah.
Just team me up every single time with that.
Throwing it off the backboard to you, dog. You my dog. I'm riding for you just like Joe Burrow would ride for Jamar Chase. If Joe Burrow don't throw 3 touchdowns to Jamar Chase, we need to have a conversation about him.